Welcome to the aftermath of ex-tropical Cyclone Alfred. Welcome back to the Rudder. This is part one of the aftermath of ex-tropical Cyclone Alfred, and I'm hoping this is only part one of one, because we thought we'd come to you and show you where we're at. It's currently high tide, and we are sort of a high tide at 1.3 meters. And if you've been following along our videos, you can see here that the water has come up significantly. So the only way to get out to the pontoon is via SUP. Couple of things before we get there. My poor little bougainvillea, I'm not sure if that's going to survive. It's underwater. I feel sorry for the neighbour because his pool filter is just there, so I'm pretty sure that's underwater. So we don't want to wade through this flood water. There's so many toxins in there. So the only way to get over to our pontoon at the moment is via SUP. There was a bit of a break in the rain. It's just starting to come again, but thankfully the rains are easing and they're expected to ease more throughout the day. But as I've said in my previous videos, the biggest issue is all the water coming off the hinterland and slowly rising. Now, you can probably see in the background here, we still have poles, which is great news. It looks like we're going to be safe, and there's still a fair bit of water to go until we get up to the pool. But here's the plan. We're going to keep a rope here. I'm going to go out to the pontoon, and then my trusty cameraman is going to follow me along. So let's go. Oh my gosh. The joys of living on waterfront. I think I might kneel because I'm feeling a little bit anxious. Okay, pull the rope. My trusty cameraman and I have made it safely across to the pontoon. Now, you would have noticed when I was coming across, as I mentioned in my previous videos, we're really fortunate. This canal, there's not fast flowing water because we're kind of at the end of the canal and we're not near a main river. So we're not putting ourselves in harm's way. There was very little flow. The SUP is tied up safely. Now, this is really odd. To be able to see inside the pool and straight inside the house is a little odd, but it could be much worse. Taking a look at the pylon now, never in my life have I actually touched the top of this, because when the last flood waters were here, I was a little too nervous to come across. But here is the flood mark from last time. So last time we've got about a foot left before we reach the record mark, and so we have a little way to go before it goes over the top of the poles, thankfully. So it doesn't look like, although we've got our anchor out in case it pops up and over the poles, fingers crossed we won't need that. As I said, there's still a lot of water coming into the waterways. Let's just talk about our pontoon. This is not attached. The gangway is not attached to the pontoon. This flat bit is not attached. It rolls up and down with the high tide, obviously, because that's where the mark is. Now, there's a couple of issues if the pontoon pops up over the poles. One, obviously we don't want all of our boats to flow downstream, but secondly, we have power and water attached to this pontoon. So the idea of dropping an anchor is to keep it close to the vicinity, because if the water and the power disconnects from the pontoon, then we have larger issues. So we've got 1.5 meters. Oh, this pole's a little bit lower, but that's okay. We've got about 1 meter. We'll go on that pole. I didn't realize the poles were two different heights, but we'll go on that pole down there. We've still got about 1.5 meters till we've got issues. But this is another reason why we couldn't walk out here. This is dramatically going downstream, and if I was to walk across there, I'd be sort of chest height in water. So thankfully the radar's starting to clear up. We're still having showers coming through. The dam level, which is upstream of us, is at 125 or nearly 130%. So hopefully they don't let those gates go to release more water from the dam, because that comes all our way. Water can't drain out of there. The only way water can drain is that way, and as you can see, it's not flowing fast. It's just staying still, and in fact it's slowly rising. So that's the update from the rudder. We are safe. Our power is back on, so we're grateful about that. We've still got no internet, but look, it's fantastic to have a warm shower and lights inside again. We are safe. Hopefully there won't be a part 2, but we'll see you next time on the rudder.